¿Qué onda, raza? This is Alvaro of Lucha por Lucha and Fortuna Texas Wrestling, reminding you that on Sunday, November 2nd, we will be at the historic Cine El Rey with Area 956 Ofrenda. Early bird tickets go on sale from September 19th through September 28th. Hurry up and get your tickets because they're going to go fast. Stay tuned until the end of the episode so you can hear who our talent announcement is. Here's a little hint. She's our Dama del Desmadre. Sit back and enjoy the show.
And 10 years later, they had announced the video game Doom Eternal. I was like, that's what y'all were waiting for. Y'all could have just waited. Y'all could have just looked me up.
Yes.
Whatever. But yeah, well, I think they delayed it because of that. Because since it was still like in the database for MySpace.
Yeah.
So once I nuked it, it was like, open
Then
season.
they took it.
Mm-hmm. Because the proof would have been there, I would have gotten to sue them.
I see. You would have taken it. You would have gone home with it. If there's anything of that you want us to delete, we will. But yeah, we're good
Pa
to
que me
go.
busquen.
Sí, para que vengan.
Yeah, calm down. It's okay. No, I have like a ton of respect for that video game series. So I was like, yeah, you just take it. I don't care. I'm not gonna. Never. Well, it's an awesome video game. It's like when are you gonna go and find a video game that specifically has a Catholic going into hell to rescue his cat?
Is that what it is?
Yes, that was the basis of the first game.
And that's the storyline.
Yeah, that's the storyline.
Wow.
Like he's there killing demons and all this other stuff and preventing Hell's Gates from going into the earth, but he's looking for his cat.
Oh.
It's like that's the coolest.
Would Keanu Reeves play him?
Well, I mean, I don't know. He wears like a helmet. You don't see him. He's
No
like
face.
Halo.
Okay.
So like
Faceless hero.
Yeah, exactly. So that's why you relate to him because it could be you. It can be anybody.
That's B's type, like the Halo one.
Yeah.
It's her. Hear me out.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. With the armor on. Okay.
Yeah.
Sí, que no se lo quite. All right, pues I guess you guys, you could hear a little bit of our talk already. We were getting things warmed up. This is Alvaro with Lucha por Lucha, and I'm not alone. I am here with
Your wife.
my. I didn't know if I had to introduce you because I've done that in the past and you didn't like it.
Well,
So I was giving you the floor.
I'll leave it at that. Your wife.
My wife. And today we have invited two special guests, people who we have met recently. What's it been, like 2 years? In the last 2 years, we met them with our venture, Fortuna Texas Wrestling. They've grown to be part of the family when we put shows together, people that we look forward to seeing every time at a Fortuna show because of their dedication. And they don't just support wrestling for Fortuna Texas Wrestling. They're all over the place. We've seen them at New Breed. We've seen them. We saw them this past weekend. We were over at the 3-Bat Wrestling Show, and I'd like to give a warm welcome to George and Jackie. Round of applause. Welcome to Lucha por Lucha.
Hello.
Thank you.
Now, when I remember the first time that I met you guys, that was when we were, and correct me if I'm wrong, because my memory is a little wonky. I've had a few chair shots myself. The first time I saw you guys was at the Wesco Library when we were doing the Cinemania watch party. True or false?
We were at the first Cinemania, but I don't think we actually got to.
I was going to say, did I come up to you? Man,
Yeah.
on show days, my head is all over the place.
No, I don't think we actually got to meet each other until they're at the library. But I think
No, the library happened first because you did the announcement for it.
We did the announcement, and we were doing the watch party.
No. That's
were
right.
Cinco
We went to the
Desmadre.
show first, and then it was before, it was right when the show ended, and I had to go take a whiz, and it's like, oh, there y'all are. Let me take a picture with the owners real quick, because I just do that. I take a bunch of photos. If not, I'll forget. Like the movie Memento.
See?
If not, I'll forget. Like I tell a lot of people, like you have to.
You got to go back.
Yeah. Like, did it happen? I don't know.
Pues yo estoy igual. That's why I'm asking, because I mean, sometimes like there's times that I go up to people and I'm like, hey, nice to meet you. We've already met. I'm like, gee, that's what I forget. And then they tell me, and I'm like, of course, like it clicks, it comes back. But I need that picture too. If I had that picture, I'd be like, there we are.
Yeah. So and I have it's somewhere there in my phone, but I was there and it's like, oh yeah, like thanks a lot, and I go straight to the bathroom.
Y te
'Cause I
fuiste.
remember that. Yeah, I was like, well, I got it. Let's go.
No, and what I remember, because man, I was really hoping that the watch party would be like a bunch of people showing up and us playing the footage while talking to the wrestlers, right? What it turned out to be was a learning experience. But I was so happy to see that you guys were there and that you guys were involved. Like you were asking questions, and I remember being a part, and I was like, this is what this is for. Like, this is what this is about. The interaction, the fans meeting up with the wrestlers, knowing, hey, we're going to be at this location, and you guys driving there and participating. And just because I've been a part of the wrestling scene here in the Valley for such a long time, seeing that type of dedication like just means a lot, not just to me, and I know it means a lot to the wrestlers that you guys go and support. When did this all start? This passion to support the local talent, the local wrestlers?
So our original territory is back in Brownsville with 3BAT. We've been going to their shows for over 10 years now. Started with Summer Bash 7, 6.
No, it was like two or three, because they were doing shows. They were doing shows a little before that, but their main thing was that they were bringing a lot of Lucha Underground talent.
Yeah.
And Lucha Underground was huge in the mid 2010s. So when we started going, we were like, oh, hey, it's, Pentagon. It's, and to this day, I still call him Pentagon. I'm not going to, that's the thing about me. Like, you're going to tell me your name the first time, and that's it. That's going to be your name. So if you tell me like your wrestler name, and then it turns out you're, fulano de tal, I'm not going to call you that. I'm going to call you what you.
That's how you know him.
Yeah.
That's
because since I come from a lot of like the video game tournament scene, we would meet each other or like in brackets and stuff like that with our gamer tags. So I have guys that to this day, they still call me Doom from back when we were teenagers. So there's these guys with silly names like burgers, beef, ham, onions. I'll open a restaurant with these guys, right? But it's just how I am, because like if you give yourself your name, that's what you should be called, right? Like it's crazy because we see a lot of these Lucha Underground guys make it, right? And we started there in 3BAT. We went to every show, and they were only doing a show like once every 4 months or so, right? And then we started going to Will's shows, who started like a couple years after that. There'd be like random little pop-ups and stuff like at the flea markets and stuff like that.
Primarily lucha libre.
Yeah, there's a lot of lucha libre. But then it was November 2023.
Yeah, it was right after we got the car. So the car is literally like what started the whole us branching out, because we never really made it past Brownsville. We're from Raymondville originally. We get rides to Brownsville with our friend Tim. And then when we finally got the car, I was like, okay, we're going to be brave. We're going to go. And there was one time he was like, yeah, we're going to go hang out with my nieces. And he's like, there's a wrestling show in Alamo. Do you want to go? And I was like, yes.
Yeah, because it was free.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we were like, cool. That was the first time we went to New Breed. That was, November 2 years ago?
November 2023. Quique Caballero's debut, specifically.
Wow.
And we were like, hey, some of these kids, si saben, right? And then, like, I remember right away, because I was going to these shows wearing these masks.
Yeah. And
it was funny because during the first few years of going to 3BAT, I was there wearing an LA Park mask, and people were there, like, stopping me, like, hey, it is, like, no, stop that. But it was funny because there was a lot of these younger wrestlers like Brillante. You've gotten him before, wonderful kid. And he was doing 3BAT shows back when he was a teenager. So it was like him asking Cyrus, like, hey, no es ese Adolfo. I could hear him. I was like, no, you don't know, like, no soy. Like, stop that. Like, it's, because like we have similar builds, but like, I mean, LA Park, if you've ever met him, the guy is like a lot.
Pero es que nunca sabes, I mean, de repente.
Exactly, you never know. Because the big identifier from him is this big rosary tattoo. That's the main identifier. So, and I've always been asked like, oh, are you a wrestler? And I was like, no. I was a wrestler quote unquote, taking bumps on the concrete when I was a teenager, untrained like
You were
an
doing
idiot.
backyard stuff?
Yes, I was doing a lot of backyard stuff.
Well, yeah, a lot of us were, and we shouldn't have.
Yeah, exactly. Now we can't remember our own name.
Yeah.
So we're calling each other food groups and stuff like that. So,
Doom.
yeah, so it's what do you call it? I mean, that's part of like my health issues and stuff. But I mean, you can't take away those memories. Well, some of those memories.
I would like to know, like, what inspired the backyard stuff? Was it knowing that backyard wrestling existed?
Yeah, because I was because I was one of the first people with internet like Raymond.
Yeah.
Like I've been on the computer since I was like maybe 10 years old, but like learning the computer, like it was like 98 or whatever, but it was not until around 2000, 2001 where we actually got like high speed internet. And all of a sudden I'm, the people that talk about the tape tradings back then.
Yeah.
I was like, no, like, why? I can download them. And there I am setting downloads overnight. Back then.
You're ahead of your time.
Yeah. And then watching this stuff, a lot of the stuff from Japan, and it was like a lot of the hardcore stuff.
Yeah.
Frontier wrestling and all that. And like I loved that. And watching like old what do you call it, like Terry Funk matches and stuff like. And of course, there was a lot of the reruns when I was growing up of WCCW World Class, and a lot of that was with the Von Erichs and stuff like that, and they were out there killing each other and stuff, and old NWA stuff, and they were there killing each other and stuff, and I loved that. I loved like the intense like violence of it.
That's when wrestling was quote unquote real. Like when people would say, yeah, but back then it was real. Like. Well, because they protected it so much that you had no choice but to believe in what they were doing.
Yeah.
Pero it was a different animal, and they made it like te la crees, ¿verdad? And then like the Japanese stuff, the FMW stuff, the otro mundo, it was like almost something that existed before your time, right? Like it's just unbelievable to see exploding chairs and barbed wire ropes, all that stuff. What goes into the mind? Like what excites you about that? Is it the blood?
Well, a lot of that stuff didn't even need blood. Like if you watched a lot of like the Mega Mikuro matches, they wouldn't burst their heads open until maybe like halfway through the match. They'd beat the hell out of each other. They'd bash each other, relentlessly. Because remember, like a lot of the early 90s female wrestling of Japan is some of the best, absolute best level of wrestling you will ever watch. It's like that mid 90s AAA female wrestling and stuff like that, as far as in-ring technique. So when it comes to hardcore wrestling, it's like you're supposed to always think like these guys are larger than life and stuff. But at the same time, you're like, man, these guys are like really, getting down. So as I got older into my teenage years, I was always getting into all these scraps and stuff like that. And it's like, well, a lot of these times I'm here fighting dirty. It's literally the same over there with these hardcore matches, these hardcore wrestling. Like they're doing all types of stuff, using whatever they can because that's real. I was able to say like, that's correlation of reality on top of the characters, on top of the storylines and stuff like that. So that's why it's like the blood. Yeah, it's like a plus because it's,
but it's not necessary. You don't think?
No, like I tell a lot of people that because a lot of people hate deathmatch wrestling. I love it. Right. Yeah. Because there's a lot of bad deathmatch wrestlers, but deathmatch doesn't have to be bad. Because there's also a lot of bad wrestling too. Unfortunately, there is, But the best thing is always how good are you at the story and how good is your technique to make everyone believe it, to get people lost in the art. So you don't need, like let's say it's a first blood match, right? That's a type of,
you build
hardcore match.
Yeah.
You build, and then finally the one move that draws blood, that's the end of the match.
Exactly. Yeah.
So that's why.
If you get the when I first got into promoting and putting shows together, like believe me that the idea of a death match came across the table so many times. And it's not that I don't like death matches, it's the bloodshed that I would like fear. And it wasn't until we went with the Weapons of Mass Desmadre match where fans bring the weapons. I'll be honest, you were a huge inspiration for us to go that route and do that because every show you would come up with a new weapon. My wife, before she knew your name, she's like, hey, did you get that message from weps? I was like, weps? She's like, yeah, the guy. And then she's like, send me the link. She's like, he sent us a message. You were offering weapons for the matches. And I was like, and I saw there you had mentioned weps, like weapons, obviously. that we had you as Weps as a nickname for a long time before we met you, and we're like, yeah, like Weps messaged me too, and he's gonna bring some weapons for that. But yeah, you were a huge inspiration for us to do the Weapons of Mass Desmadre match. Fans bring the weapons because we knew you would get creative. We knew you were gonna have fun, and knowing that at least we know one person's gonna have a blast. That's good enough for us. And it's just about managing, like building the story, como dices. A death match is as good as any match if there's a story, if there's reasoning behind it. I agree with that.
No, yeah, for sure. And especially because we had already seen Sick Boy several times. He was a regular at 3-Bat whenever he's able to travel over here and stuff like that. And then it was against Borracho, and that guy's wonderful human being, wonderful guy. That I had literally told them before the match, like, hey, I brought some stuff, and Sick Boy had already known, like, oh, this guy always brings something to whack them with, and he's like, oh yeah, great, wonderful. So he was ready. Yeah. And I had given him one of the things that I brought him is what do you call it? It's a bat with a bunch of fireworks attached to him.
Right?
And they've been using deathmatch for plenty of years and stuff. And the thing is that these are like about a level under a black cat. So they hurt. Like you get whacked, they hurt.
You'll feel it.
And it's like shrapnel, right? So they didn't know. They thought that I had just wrapped it in tape.
Yeah.
So when they cracked it, if you go back and see the footage, they were
in for a surprise.
They freaked out. They were like, "Oh, wait!"
I was watching the footage apenas today. I was going through some of it because we have the footage. We haven't added commentary to it. I'm just a perfectionist like tube. I had to make some adjustments to the music porque ya sabes the copyright. Pero pues yeah, that way we can relive Area 956 of last year, and we can relive the Weapons of Mass Desmadre match, so we can see that moment and call it out. So that's going to be released on Friday on YouTube. So
yeah, subscribe.
Subscribe.
See, put that notification bell on.
It's going to be the first one that we have up there. So first of many, hopefully. Porque yeah.
Do you like death matches too?
Not as much, but like every time he'll be watching one, and the first time. So the way that I got into wrestling was a lot different than the way he got into wrestling. It was like, unfortunately, like a couple months before Eddie died. So it was like watching it by myself at home. And then when I got with him, we started talking more and more about wrestling. It was just like a common interest. And then finally, when we moved in together, he would just watch wrestling, like YouTube over and over again. He's like, hey, come here, come watch this. Like, okay. Like, it's just Japanese wrestling. And I'm like, why? What's on the floor? And he's like, no, look, it's fine. It was a scissor board. And I was like, that's not fine. And he's like, it's fine. Look, it's cool. I was like, no. They're like,
facing up. No, they're facing up.
They're facing up. How are they attached?
They were just zip tied onto a board. And the thing is that is Masashi went and took the bump, and it actually filleted him. So, and I like, that was a big inspiration for me, because I was like, well, they didn't need to do all that. Like, right. I think I can make something better, because it was fully unstable, because like I said, it was zip tied onto a board. So I was like, how do we make it more dangerous, but also not filleting, and so a lot of that starts going into like engineering and physics and stuff like that. Which,
do you pause the videos and then like take a look at how they built it, and then get inspired from it?
Oh yeah, like what do you call it? Like most recently with Moxley taking the what do you call it, to the back? Remember the nails?
Yeah, que se la atoró. Was it a board or a bat? It was a board.
It was like a bat. It was a chunk of wood. It looked like a chunk of wood.
One of those nails.
But it was like Janice from Abyss.
Abyss is a Janice.
But as soon as it stuck, I was like, I know why it stuck. Because they tried to rebanarlo down so that it's not pointy, but they didn't sand it down. So what happens when you rebanar metal? It does a mushroom. So when it hit, it hooked onto his flesh. And I was showing everybody, look, you see where it's hooking? And they're like, yeah, I don't want to see that. And I'm showing
it pulling.
Yeah, and I'm showing all these like wrestlers, seasoned wrestlers, and they don't want to see that. They don't want to know about that. And I'm like, I can make that better. I would have made that so much better. But that's fine, because that's part of it. No matter what, all of these weapons and all of these things are dangerous, no matter what. There's no like, oh, I can make it. Yeah, I can make it somewhat safer.
Yeah.
Like even this, it's like, oh yeah, like they're little fireworks. They're not like black cats, but you've seen people lose eyes.
If you guys could see what he brought weapons to the house. Weps brought weps to the house so he can do the podcast. He's got a bat with the fireworks,
photographs,
and he's got we need to take a photo. He's got a board with.
Please don't drop that.
Watch these fireworks go off.
I'm fascinated by your fascination.
And like every time he's just like, you know what we could do? And I'm like, does the wrestler want to do that? Because I don't know if they want to do that.
Would you say it's your love language?
Like building stuff?
It's
Yeah,
not building
right.
stuff. It's what do you call it? It like I said, like I was earlier before we were talking, before the microphone is able to take my evidence, right? I was just such a rage-filled teenager, just absolutely violent, horrible person. And there was a gentleman that I had met before. I think it was like a shrink or something, and he's like, you have the look and the tendencies of a serial killer. And I was like, no, not me, never. I just look him dead in the eye, and he's like, you see, because I just lied to him, because that's how ugly I was, right? So my mind would always go to like just being really bad, and I don't know what it was. I don't know what the hell was wrong with me, right? But it got to the point where I went into so much stuff growing up, because I was a former Satanist, I was an atheist. I was raised Catholic and then Protestant, and then I stopped all of that, got into all this other stuff, and then a bunch of things hit you in life, near-death experiences, and it started opening my eyes to like, if I'm such a logical person, why am I not finding the truth?
Yeah.
So I go and start studying, and I realize like, wow, I felt my faith was right all along. I just needed to pass through all of this awful stuff. So a big part of me still knows what like the violence of wanting to be being up, because I can tell you every awful bad thing that I've done, that I've thought, and all this other stuff. And I thank God that I'm not there anymore, because I don't know where I'd be. Well, I mean, I know exactly where I'd be right now, either in prison or, shot down, whatever. But
yeah.
It's part of like what reminds me of what could be, but also, what do you call it? Because this brings joy to people.
Yeah,
it does, because there's a big fan base of deathmatch wrestling. There's a big fan base of just, wrestling in general, knowing that these people, and very well, you go into a match and it's the equivalent of a car crash.
Yeah.
And I've been in a car crash. I should have died in a car crash. So I'm like, dang, this is awful. People like doing this. Yeah. And it's not even like a masochistic thing. It's just, sometimes it's a release for people. Sometimes it's just a way for them to escape. There's just so many things, and that's why it's like, I've always liked science. I've always liked, technology, math, all that other stuff, engineering, things like that. So I'll just make stuff. But if I have no interest in it, I'm not going to put all into it. But stuff like this, I was like, you know what? I can make something really cool, something really quick. And you're going to see a whole crowd just freak out. Right?
What was the first weapon that you made that was used in wrestling, and you were like, I'm onto something, or hey, this could be a thing?
So I actually used to take kendo classes when I was a kid over there in Mexico, right? And the thing is, you ever held a real kendo stick, those things are tight. Like you're basically hitting each other with, just pieces of board, right? One of the first times it was there in 3-bat, I had brought a kendo stick that I basically loosened it up and shaved certain parts of it down. So when you barely had to whack someone, and it would make just a huge,
yeah.
And that was like the effect of seeing them like whack someone, and they were like, "Why is it so loud?" Because I don't think they'd used like real kendo sticks before,
yeah,
and they're too tight. They don't make the noise. Well, that's part of like the whole engineering aspect, physics. How sound vibrates and all that other stuff.
Kind of like give it that TV quality.
Yeah.
Which I was going to go to next. how I've always been. Well, they tell me that I'm real dramatic, right? And I'm like, I'm real theatrical and stuff. And I like, there was a time where I wanted to be a voice actor because I was like always doing goofy voices and stuff like that. But I've always liked the aspect of just over dramatic nonsense.
Yeah.
You know, like even if something like, oh yeah, let's talk about the hot dog. I absolutely love hot dogs. You know, like you don't understand. Like there's been times where hot dogs have fully changed my life. You know, so like, it's and you can mix the comedy and the tragedy and all this other stuff, and then it goes back to wrestling. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
It's the exact same thing, and it's improv. That's when it shows who's a good actor.
Who knows?
Right then on the spot, if you can make the scene right then and there, because there's a bunch of actors. Oh yeah, they get paid millions and stuff. They need to recite, they need to read all this stuff over and over and over, and then the final cut looks so bad, and it's like, you're getting paid to do this? Nah. But
I think it's interesting you mentioned wanting to be a voice actor. My wife looked at me because I wanted to be a voice actor when I was a kid. But same reason, I would make funny voices. I would look in the mirror and try to imitate what's on TV. Yeah. And it's funny because my son, he's only 3 months old, but when we talk to him, I swear to you, he's talking back to us and he's looking at our mouths and trying to mimic the way we do it. And I'm like, hey, maybe he got that from me. But yeah, for the same reason, because I wanted to be a voice actor doing cartoon voices. I mean, I still do, you know, right now. I think that the job that I have can get me there a little quicker. Yeah. And I'm hoping, you know, crossing my fingers that I can get there. But I find that interesting. Like, what was it about that hooked you? Because for me, it was the joy that it could bring someone else. For example, someone watching, knowing that I can be someone not myself. Changing the voice would give me that option to be someone who wasn't me. Voice included, right? It's almost like a complete transformation. Yeah. And just knowing that it would make someone else happy, laugh, enjoy, like a movie, like get them scared, all of that, those emotions, which like wrestlers do. Yeah. What was it for you?
No, for me, because growing up, like there was a lot of like cartoons I watched, but a lot of cartoons were like animes that were translated in Spanish, because of course I was watching them in Spanish and stuff like that. And you're there watching like Dragon Ball or ven a tomarte otra conmigo, Goku, or, you know, whatever. But I watched some of these, and these characters would like pop out, and they're like so cool. I was like, man, these are the coolest dudes ever. You know, I want to be just like them as a kid growing up. Yeah. And then down the road, I was like, oh, I'm able to do like some of these voices, and I'm like, maybe I'm pretty cool too. You know? Yeah. And it was
just
like,
maybe.
Huh?
Just maybe.
Yeah, maybe I'm kind of cool too, right? But yeah, it was very similar where like, oh, people like hearing this and that and stuff like that. And it goes back to the MySpace days there. I was just doing so much stuff as a teenager on MySpace and stuff like that. Like I said, I wrote a whole book. I was doing like these podcasts and stuff. I was there. And unfortunately, I was there also reading erotica off of like websites, fan websites and stuff like that. And
you're ahead of your time.
Yeah. We go and we end up in the parking lot. It was another summer night, absolutely drenched in sweat. And, you know, that was what got a bunch of people like commenting like, oh man, this is really great. Like, what's the next one and stuff like that. And they'd get real explicit. So of course, then we had people in my DMs like, no, dude, don't talk to me, dude, because it was all like just weirdos, right?
So that's how you guys met?
Yeah.
You can tell them how we met.
Let's hear that story.
Oh God. It's gonna be good.
No, I mean, we met like online, because I'm originally from Edinburgh. We moved a lot. So I say originally from Edinburgh. I don't know if you know where San Manuel is.
Yes.
It's going out of the valley. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's where I'm originally from, but we moved a lot, like from Lynn to Edinburgh to Alamo, back to, I think, closer to Progresso. And when I was a teenager, I would go online, like finally got access to internet and stuff. And it was one of the first websites that I had gone on. And I saw him on it, and I was like, hey, he looks kind of cool, right? Sent message.
You knew it. Yeah, you knew it.
He's kind of cool.
That's why he likes his story.
And we started talking, what is it, like, what, 19 years? Our anniversary passed this month.
It's tomorrow.
No, it's the
16th,
9th.
isn't it?
It's the 9th. You
Okay.
change it every year. But so we started talking, and I always make fun of my cousin because he was born the same year that I met him.
Yeah.
So he's as old as I know him, as our relationship is. And every year he's like, "That's kind of gross, and I don't like it." Because you're like 19, just don't talk to me.
You're little.
You're small. He's like 6'5" right now. I'm like,
And kids grow now, man. Like it's like there's something in the water, I think. I don't know.
do you think he's gonna get that big, like that tall?
No, he is.
He's
I
I
don't
don't know.
know.
It's just the thing is that he was at a birthday party with kids that were what 2 months older,
Yeah,
1
he
month
was
older.
serving the cake.
Yeah, he almost walked out because they didn't serve him fast enough. So yeah, they were comparing him to the other babies who are a little older, and he outweighs them. He's outgrown them, and he's very long too. Like I come from a big family. I'm average size because my uncle's like 6'2". I have a tall mom, and then from my dad's side, I'm the same height as my dad. Being that he's older, he should be shorter, right? But no, we're the same height. So I guess I'm short for my family, and my grandma was tall. And even my wife's family is also tall.
Yeah, I'm short for my family too.
So I think it skipped a generation.
Well, B's even shorter.
Yeah, B's little.
Yeah.
Pero yeah, I think it might be a little giant. Like the movie.
Little.
The littlest. You know, there was an episode of Ren and Stimpy where there was the littlest giant. So that sticks with me when I see my
Oh,
son.
yeah.
The littlest giant. He
Wait,
was a
so
storybook.
you've really known each other? You've been together for 19 years?
About 19
That's
years.
a
Oh, yeah.
long ass time.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
beautiful.
Shout outs to Vampire Freaks. That was the website.
Vampire
It still
Freaks.
exists. It's just like a online
Is it-
clothing
is it
store now.
A dating site?
It used to be half dating site, half message board, because that was the big thing in the early 2000s. Is a
See.
bunch of like message boards, and it was one of the few message boards that was still like super active going into.
This is before like
2000.
pictures and stuff like that. Like no se mandaban fotos or
Oh no, yeah, like 'cause
Sí,
you
güey.
uploaded photos onto there,
okay.
and then
social
we were, like,
media.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it was 2006. We met on there. She was still in school. I had just graduated. And like we linked right away on the thing or whatever. And it's like, oh, like, hey, hey, you
Tell-
like music?
Tell us what you thought of her.
Yeah. What I thought of her, I was like, oh, this chick is cute.
Hey, hello.
Hey, you like Slayer? Slayer's cool as hell. You know, stuff like that. And it was like, because I don't think we even talked about like pro wrestling until several months afterwards.
Wow.
So it was music first.
It was, yeah.
Yeah, it was a lot of
music
the
first.
music first, and of course she listened to a lot of the stuff like on the radio and stuff because, like she said, like she didn't really have any kind of internet access and stuff
Yeah.
like that. And I was like, I hope you like European black metal. because I
Surprise.
love that. Yeah, surprise.
I
Oh
think
yeah,
it's-
that's crazy because you got with somebody who's so cultured with the internet world. That's
Yeah.
wild.
It's funny because I still, when I forgot how many years into the relationship it was, he literally gave me an MP3 player just full of all the music he listened to, and I think I still have it at the house.
Wow.
But reverse, there was so much music that is really popular for our age. I don't know any of it because I didn't listen to any of it. I was
Yeah.
listening to a bunch of like European stuff.
You were
and,
somewhere
like,
else.
Yeah, I was.
You pretty much traveled the world without having to leave your house.
Yeah, and she's like, "Do you know who this is?" I was like, "I don't know who this is. Creed?" Because there's like 4 people here that sound like Creed. You know, I was like, "Is this Pearl Jam?" Sounds the same as Creed to me.
So she was showing you other stuff.
Yeah.
No, like this was what? Last year?
even like a couple of months ago, it's like, do you even know who this is? No, I don't know who this is. I can't tell the difference between
It's like-
Blink and
They all sound the same.
Green Day. Yeah, they all like have sound the same to me. And the only ones that I could tell you like right away is Disturbed and System of a Down.
Yeah.
Those are the only like 2 ones that are like, oh man, these are pretty cool. And then the band that always haunts me is Linkin Park because I could not stand them growing up.
They
People
were
would play them,
definitely
and I was
different.
Like, yeah, like I didn't like them. I couldn't mess with it at all.
Travis
And
is-
we'll go to the gym and guess what they're playing? Linkin Park. Oh, no, even worse, Nirvana. I could not stand. any Nirvana.
Nada.
And there I am. Ding, 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 ding.
You couldn't escape it.
I can't escape.
What's the one that haunts you? The
Which
song.
I think it's like a Coldplay
It's a
song
Coldplay
as
song.
well. Like anywhere I go, it's gonna play.
It finds you.
But he says all this. He says all this, like, oh, he listens to nothing but like black metal growing up, all this other stuff. He absolutely adores Lana Del Rey, Lady Gaga.
Beautiful, wonderful singers.
There's a lot more, but like, it's not like anytime we're in the car, it's just completely different depending on like what we're doing, where we're going, who we're with, how many times we've listened to the same playlist over and over again. So like sometimes I have like a majority of all the stuff that I listened to in high school, and then he's like, "Who is this? What is that?" No, and he'll just put Powerwolf on. I'm like,
Oh, yeah, I absolutely love Powerwolf. Or a lot of like remix, like a lot of techno remixes, because I was also, it's still like huge in Europe. Like a lot of the techno remixes. Jill put some of that on, and it's like, oh, I've heard the song before, but then it's over techno. I'm like, man, this is cool, but without that, like, no, this sounds awful. I hate it.
Have you ever wanted to travel to Europe, or have you traveled to Europe?
Certain parts I've wanted to go.
See,
Yeah, like I want to go visit the Vatican. I want to go visit where was it? Norway. I want to go visit Norway. There was a point where I wanted to go visit like Japan.
Yeah.
And then I was like, well, they're gonna tax me just for walking because you know how they have, but those are for the citizens. That's not for the tourists, but still,
but still,
like
it's
that
the
place.
principle.
That place is not meant for like any form of like large or tall people.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen like just in videos and vlogs that other wrestlers have posted and stuff. Like Sammy Guevara would go all the time.
Yeah,
and I know he'd come down for 3-bat, and when he would do the vlogs, when he would go to Japan, I would see like, damn, like everything's tiny, chiquito. Like he looked fine, right? But I know that he's not a huge person. Yeah. So
yeah, exactly.
And I'm thinking, crossing my fingers, that someday I get to go through wrestling, and even if it's not through wrestling, like I'd love to go. But I feel the same thing, like, because you know what, when we went to Mexico, there was a bookstore that I could not enter because the way they had the setup, you had to squeeze in between two tables that had books all stacked up, and I could not squeeze in. There was two gentlemen inside, a woman, and I could see it was a tiny bookstore, and I could not. And I didn't want to ask them to move the stuff because it was a lot. I was like, I'm okay. I'll just keep.
It's literally the bull in the china shop. Like you go in and something's gonna get knocked down.
Like, I'm not gonna risk it. No, para qué. Yeah, better place.
And then like a lot of these laws are like international, and you don't know. It's like, oh, cool, am I gonna get banned or what?
You just never know, man. Imagine no fly list, or you just can't come back home.
It's okay.
So the wrestling was that you guys liked was different. The music you guys liked was different. But like they say, opposites attract, and then like you learn from one another. I think that's very true for my wife and I. I'm sure it's true for you guys. What have you guys learned together now that you've been attending these? Because you guys were going to lucha shows. Now that transition to what would you call the ones? Just local shows, not so much American shows, but like local indies, I guess. Pro wrestling. Okay, as New Breed and the other.
No, I think because we were such big fans of Lucha Underground. Like, I feel like that was like the peak of pro wrestling. Yeah. Because it goes back to it. Like, I love theatrics.
Yeah, I was going to say.
And Lucha Underground was so. It was a show, a TV show or movie before the wrestling aspect. But it blended it together perfectly. Yeah. Oh, excuse me. And it reminds you a lot of like the old movies, the Mil Máscaras and Santo and all those movies, right? So I feel their style, because their style of the early 2010s, early 2000s, or late 2000s, should I say, that style was that beginning of the hybrid style of blending lucha libre and Japanese strong style, technical wrestling and stuff like that. So we loved that so much. It was a breath of fresh air from how stagnant WWE had gotten, where I was like, wow, I can actually watch an American product. I don't have to go and download and watch this other international stuff. Yeah. So when we come here, we saw that this, because like we go in and it's like, it's run by a school or whatever. Oh, cool. Let's see what they got and stuff like that. And I saw certain little aspects of the like the PWG style, along with, and of course they were still learning and stuff like that. But a lot of these guys, like they had it. Like I know Downtown Felix, he was one of the first matches coming out, and he instantly, got the crowd heated and all this other stuff. And I was like, hey, ese sí sabe. Ese sí sabe. And then he goes in the ring and he starts tossing people around. And it's like, that's what I like.
He's got the technique. And you see those little, they call them the in-betweens. Like whenever in pro wrestling we're teaching people or have new people, we look at the in-betweens. They could hit the moves with great form. That's our ice maker. They could hit the moves with great form and everything, but it's what you do in between, how to get from point A to point B that really draws you in. And that's pretty cool because there's a huge internet wrestling fan base that pays attention to things like that that you are mentioning right now.
Yeah, because we've watched it since we were kids. We've watched it, and because I've watched it because the very first lucha I saw was AAA, right? It was like, La Parca and Lady Apache, Gran Apache, all of these, and they would show that. They would show Consejo, and then they would show the reruns of World Class back in the early 90s. So that was what I saw first, NWA, and then Attitude Era hit, and we were watching that, the WCW War, and then I was there like, man, this is kind of cool. And I'm there waiting for Friday for ECW because that's what I liked.
Yeah. That was the Shock TV. Like, what was it? Shock Value or Shock TV, whatever it was. Like the Jerry Springer of pro wrestling, pretty much.
But it wasn't so like, because I'm there watching old NWA stuff, and you know how they would have like real scandalous, not like overly sexualized scandalous stuff, but they would have like, what do you call it? Like, where the female ballets were the centerpiece.
There was a lot of thought that was put into those stories that they, without saying it, they would say it.
Yeah.
Right? They would be scandalous without having to be scandalous.
Yep. And it was just so relatable because, I mean, you see it every day, men and women fighting over their partners and all this other stuff, and then getting into it. You see it all the time.
Yeah.
So that happening over there in ECW while we're getting matches where they're just killing each other or just technical showcases as well. It just had a little bit of everything. And then the promos where they were just allowed to just go off, and you could see and feel the intensity was.
There's a lot of ECW that still goes on today, and I think that was what inspired a lot of the new generation of wrestlers, and kind of like what TNA, the X Division, did to the current slot of wrestlers. But ECW was was the game changer, pretty much.
Yeah, it was, and it's like that. That's what I waited for through the week, and the rest was like, oh man, this is cool. This is cool too. This is great. Whatever, but. It goes back to what I said. Like, I just always been like, I guess just super analytical about things I like. So I'm there watching WWE or F at the time and WCW and stuff. And like, man, some of this is kind of weak, So, Lady Pasada, whatever. There was just so much back then, and there's still so much now. You can find so much indie stuff that's just top quality, and then there's a lot of it that's not so good and stuff like that. So it gets to the point where you consume so much, and it's not even what you like, it's what should be a standard. And you start thinking like, man, like it looks like they have money, and then the bell rings, right? Unfortunate, right? But like we went to New Breed, we saw that a lot of the guys knew. I could tell, like, ese sí sabe. Ese sí sabe. And it was just a really cool match.
Yeah.
And then they were there like, hey, because I was wearing a Parca Negra mask at the time. And it was the main event with it was Pete Payne and Nightmare against, I was gonna call him Sergeant Slaughter.
Sergeant Major.
Yeah, Sergeant Major and someone else. Who was it? I don't remember.
He was
Ray Knight.
Oh, probably. They teamed up a lot of times.
And the first thing as the Payne goes, huh?
I think it was Chance. Isn't that when?
Oh yeah, it was Danny Chance. And he goes like, "Hey, that's a cool mask." I know. So like, right? Like, because I've always told like I'm very fast at coming back because but also because I was already used to like the 3-bat stuff, and I'm already used to just. I used to be a big troublemaker. I don't want to be a troublemaker anymore. So I know, like, just go with the flow. Don't like what am I going to pick a fight with a bunch of dudes that are going to beat the living hell out of me, right? So I'll be there. I'll be heckling and stuff like that because that's part of the show. Like you're supposed to get out of your comfort zone and and that's when I noticed that the crowd started getting real animal. And I was like, because at first I was like, man, why isn't this crowd enjoying this? This is cool as hell. Come on, please. Right?
Sometimes fans don't know how to react, like especially if they're first timers. They don't know that they're supposed to cheer or boo or the stuff that you do, because you know that this is a fan's participation. You know, this is what the fans supposed to.
Yeah,
do.
they're supposed to. But it's actually a funny story, because a lot of the early matches or a lot of the early shows in 3-Bat, and even there's still to this day, there's still moments where the crowd is very analytical. And I tell everybody, I was like, if you can grasp that crowd, then you start understanding how to grasp the Japanese crowd, because they're very analytical. Over there in Japan, the fans are fans because they know. It's very few casual fans over in Japan. Over here, it's a lot of people that they're set in their old ways, so they want to see what they want to see only. And then you have a bunch of people that are expecting it to be exactly like the TV. So you'll have these people that are trying to like see, like, man, do I actually like it, or do I like it so much I don't know what to do? You know, they get like they get stunned. They're like, man, this is so cool, but they don't want to react. So you need those people that are just there tirando madres and like screaming like, man, this is so cool. Come on, get them,
Now, do you guys still like go to these shows? And I mean, you've become friends with the guys. I mean, I think it's cool to see you guys interact with the wrestlers and the rapport that you guys have built. Do you guys still suspend disbelief? And if a downtown Felix comes over here and he's telling you to shut up, like you feel it, so it's like you boo him, right? And then like if the babyface is losing, like you really feel it. Like, does that still happen, or do you have to like really dive deep to pull that out of your system?
Well, what do you call it? It's like that with just people, because in this business, we have these terms like, kayfabe and, protecting the business and all this other stuff, staying in character and stuff. None of that matters. We do that as humans, right? It's like I was talking to Melissa earlier. I was like, you don't know if I'm lying to you, because I'm really good at lying. You don't know if this whole thing that I was telling you is a lie, because I'm just really good at it. Or maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm really awful. Y'all have already caught the holes in it. But it doesn't matter, because that could be the same thing with every person you meet, unless you really know them. Unless you've studied them for years and years and years, you don't know. So the way I act in that moment is how I'm going to act, and knowing that it's because I don't know what they're going through. I have to have empathy, sympathy, and compassion to what they're going through, and I don't know if they're actually mad, raging, and stuff like that. Like, I know a couple of weeks ago, Felix was in a match. He attacked his tag team partner, and it looked like he bashed his skull with the chair. I was like, at my angle, I was like, bro, did he just kill him? Because that was very.
And as a wrestler, like that's what you want, right? Like you want to. It's like when you go to the movies, like you're not out here pointing the finger of, nah, Charlie, like that's not real. You want the fans to be there, like, hey, is he all right? Like they want you to feel. So the fact that he was able to get that, like, que bueno, because I've known Felix for a long time, and he's the example, because we mentioned him earlier how he came out and impressed you. Like, él sí sabe. He's been around for a while, and he's come a long way. He's one of the good guys here in the Valley, and shout out to Downtown Felix, DTF, wherever you are, my friend. Ahí está. Sí, te digo, yeah, they have good rapport.
What's that?
Good rapport.
No, I said, what's that?
Okay.
What's that rapport?
Rapport?
Yeah. I know what it is. I'm lying.
Oh my god.
I was like, how could I put this in? Hey, a little help. You're the teacher here. You're the brains of the operation.
No, for sure. Like, because he did that, and then he went and he forearmed the ref. Then the ref's boyfriend went up because he got riled up, and he knocked his dick in the dirt. He nuked him. And it was crazy because his glasses flew off.
Yeah.
And Felix even went and stomped on him. And like, I saw him shatter.
Yeah.
I saw him shatter to pieces. So when they were looking for the glasses, I was like, yeah, there's a piece over there that nobody could find them. And they looked around everywhere. And then like finally, like I got up off my seat, I picked up the chair, and they were there intact, unscratched.
Oh shit.
I was like, okay, well, I found your glasses. I don't want to say it's divine intervention, but you just saved yourself like $300.
Yeah.
And stuff like that.
Lucky.
Yeah. Well, because everybody that was on that side of the audience, they saw where they went to pieces. They saw where he stomped on him.
Yeah.
I don't know.
There's got to be video, and if somebody's got video, we gotta see it because that sounds incredible. Te imaginas?
Yeah, no, because I mean, at the very least, what are these called?
The
The
frames.
legs, or not the frames?
Oh, the
Spectacles.
the side
the
part.
side that goes in the ear. That's what flew off first. And everyone saw it. They were like, "Yeah, like they went to pieces."
Well, because I mean, once you're in the moment, like you can't just stop. Like you're in the moment. Like if you're healing it up, like you got to go all the way.
Yeah, of course you have to.
Because
There's
he had
no-
tackled him down.
You
I
have to
feel like
stop
they got
him.
him down.
No,
on the
like I
ground.
said, he beat the hell out of him. Then he tossed him to the side, and everything. It was wonderful. It was beautiful. But because I don't think that
A beautiful disaster.
because the refs it was Dr. Plum goes up, and he's mad because it's his girlfriend getting beat up.
Yeah.
So he got riled up, and of course Felix is like, "Get the hell out!" Because he gave him a warning, "Get the hell out of my face!" Like, no, you did that. Start kicking his ass.
Yeah.
Well, fight, like
The show must go on.
dude's twice your size, 3 times that. No, I don't know. That's why you don't know if ahí en ese momento. I mean, you're all heated up, you're all adrenaline's running, and someone's in your face. Now you're gonna defend yourself.
Yeah. I mean, there's plenty of videos online that you can see where moments like that happen.
Yep. So like it was perfect. It was beautiful. Because they did it.
He called it divine intervention.
Yeah.
Where his glasses?
Well, just for the glasses, like I don't want to, but I mean, I've seen, because that's one of the things that really brought me back to the faith of Catholicism, because there's so many times I should have died in the things I've done. I was in a big car accident back in 2012. It was a vehicle carrying a banda with their trailer hitched in the back. They were joyriding with the lights off, going 90. I was on passenger side. They obliterate. They said like, there's no way I should have lived because of how just caved in it was.
Yeah.
And we were carrying. It was me, my friend, my other friend, and his mom and 2 sisters. And one of his sisters had just given birth. She was with a baby. Wow, newborn. So it hit us, and then the trailer broke off, hit me again. Wonderful. And then I'm like, okay, I'm intact. I'm not dead. And then all of a sudden, like, I tell people I have an approximate knowledge of many things. So I start suddenly like checking, like, okay, can I move my feet? I start going into like heart attack protocol. I start like all this stuff that I never practiced that. I never did that. But all of a sudden it's like, hey,
do all this.
You need to survive. You need to make sure everyone's alive. Sure enough, I'm all right. Everyone else is all right. They don't know where the baby is. The way the impact should have happened was the baby should have flown out of the window and, been on the road.
Yeah.
When they found the baby, it was because the vehicles ended up like this,
like a V,
parked like a V shape, and the baby was right there safe in the grass.
Wow.
Those dudes, like, and in that instant, there was like a nurse that just got out of shift, and then all of a sudden, it was like an empty road out there going like passing Hargill or whatever, and all of a sudden, there was all this help. Already I'm like, that's weird, whatever, but I gotta make sure everyone's, because I can move. Everyone else is like, broken fingers, some ribs, but alive. Everyone was alive,
and the baby was okay.
And the baby was alive there in the thing. I don't know if it was okay. I mean, I know they took it to, they helicoptered it to San Antonio right away. But in that instant, it was okay. Because, I mean, the impact alone should have, because it flew out. The baby boy flew out of the vehicle from an impact of 90 miles an hour. So then, this is the big part that I tell everyone. Those dudes tried to run away. Because they were like, hey, what happened to the dudes in the truck? What happened to the dudes in the truck? All of a sudden, this gentleman appears. And he big beard. He has a cap on. And mind you, it's like the middle of the night. I think it was like 11-ish.
Yeah.
But he's wearing a cap. I can't see his eyes. I cannot see his eyes. It's like those animes where they have the shadow over their eyes. I couldn't see them. Like big beard. And then he just appears with them. He rounded all of them up. Doesn't say a word. Just rounded them up. And I was like, man, I'm like really thirsty. Like we need water to wash the things. He just shows up with gallons.
Oh shit.
Just shows up. I'm like, oh man. this dude, right? They finally take us away, the ambulance, and I'm there like trying to keep my friend from having an anxiety attack, you know, like move your toes, make sure you have movement, you know, breathe, you're fine. I think my ribs punctured my because you wouldn't be able to talk. Stop that. Just, you know, reassuring.
You're getting control of the situation.
Yeah, because at the very least he's fine. He's alive. He's got some broken bones because he was the driver, but then we go to the hospital. That's where the sheriff tells us, like, yeah, those guys were going 90. They had their lights off. Jeez. All that stuff happens, whatever. And then my sister shows up, my youngest sister, and she tells me, or they tell me, like, who was the person to respond? I don't know. It was like a guy, like he had a beard and stuff. And she's right away like, oh, Peter? His name was Peter. I was like, you weren't there. How do you know? She just knew. Peter. And I always tell people later on, I was like, you know, is that St. Peter? Because you always hear like, you know, he has the keys to the kingdom. And, you know, Protestants will say like, oh yeah, he's at the gate or whatever. But, you know, I tell people, I was like, I don't know. I don't know if that was him. I know that person that was there, that man, I couldn't see his eyes. And he rounded them up and didn't say one word, literally summoned water, just fresh gallons, or I don't know where. And then he just disappeared. There was no other vehicle because every vehicle was accounted for every person that was there helping us except him. Yeah. I don't know. And that was one of the major ones. And I've had other experiences and stuff where it's like, it's just me having to humble myself because I realize like I'm just such a bad person and we're all humans. We all fall short of the glory and mercy of God. Even and like I said, I used to be an atheist. I used to be a Satanist. And then I'm there thinking, why do the Satanists try to go and steal the Eucharist from the Catholics? Because that's the true body and blood of Christ. See, it starts piecing together. Like you have these people that are blaspheming, but they're there trying their hardest to go and desecrate this. And then as an atheist, it's like, what do you gain? You gain nothing but just, you know, misery or fear. You just get so scared out of your mind because you will eventually realize your own mortality. And I've been there. And it's just so much stuff that I go through that I'm like, I need to fix myself.
But you hear about instances like that all the time, like where, and it's not until it happens to you that you're like, oh shit, like this can happen, like this is real. Like, cause you hear about moments like where dicen que hay momentos donde something bad's about to happen, but you almost feel like you're either guided or grabbed or pushed out to safety, things like that. I, for one, had a moment where in wrestling, like I was on, it's funny because I was on the top rope and I have no business on the top rope. I'm a big guy, but I was on the top rope about to do a frog splash on somebody. And I swear to you, I was about to eat shit. I was falling backwards. And if I fell, and I was facing the ring, so if I would have fallen backwards, there's no protection. There was at Cine El Rey, we were up there, and we have no pads on the ground, nothing like that. So I would have really hurt myself.
No, that's like a 12, 16-foot fall. Like
I was swinging my arms, and I swear that I felt somebody put their hands on my back, y me enderezó, and all of a sudden I had perfect balance. I was about to eat shit. Like I swear to you, I would have gotten really hurt, and I was able to finish the move, finish the match. Everything went according to plan. But I always, there's a video, I haven't been able to find it. It's back when the Wrestling Revolution days. So it's old footage. I bent at an angle where I'm about to fall, and then you just see me just straighten up, and all of a sudden I got balance. But things like that happen, and it makes you a believer that we're not alone. It makes you a believer that there's something that we may not understand what it is. For those who were atheists, that all of a sudden believe in something. Something spiritual, something that I can't see or control. Pero sí, like stuff like that happens, and it really changes your mindset on a lot of things.
Yeah, and that's what I tell a lot of people, like especially like atheists or people that are like not there yet. I tell them like, no, I was there, and like growing up with a very religious mother who also like saw and even was a conduit to perform certain things, and there I am terco, right? I'm like, bro, I literally had a bunch of people tell me that my mom helped someone revive. Y yo de pendejo. I'm like, no, it's rebellion.
Rebellion. As a kid, when you see it so much, you almost te empalaga and you want nothing to do with it. I was telling someone they asked me what music I listened to growing up where I lived. They're like, "Oh, you listen to norteño music, right?" And I was like, "No, I hated that stuff growing up. I'll listen to it now, but like that's what everybody else listened to, and I just wanted nothing to do with it, so I rebelled against it." Because muchas veces we make those mistakes of, pero we come back, we turn things around. The older we get, the more we know.
Because you grow up. That's the thing. Like, and it doesn't matter what age you are. You will eventually just grow up if you truly have an open mind. And I tell this to everyone, especially when if they have a family, have kids and stuff. I tell them, like, you are going to realize eventually that if you haven't already accepted it, your life is no longer your own. As soon as you have children, your life now belongs to them. They did not ask to be put in this world. So now you have the full responsibility to raise them. You now have the full responsibility to teach them everything that you know for the good of themselves, because when you're gone, they have to defend themselves with the weapons you've given them to be good people. And a lot of these people, like, it clicks on them because it also humbles them. It's like you're too busy thinking about yourself. Your life ain't yours, not anymore. Not with kids.
And it's hard to look at you and think that you had all that anger, hate, all that ugliness that you described earlier, because you gave me what I'm wearing is this ring that George gave me. It's the Saint. It says Saint Michael protect us, and it's got Saint Michael here, the angel, and this ring. It's funny because I've got big fingers, and rings usually do not fit me, and this ring, I wear it. It's for protection. When he found out that we were having Mars, our son, he gave it to me at one of the shows, and it means a lot that you did this. And como te digo, it's hard to sit here and look at you and think, oh man, like you were you really like thinking all these thoughts? And it's hard to see that. You're such a nice person. Both of you are. You guys have been great to not just us, but like the whole wrestling community. And I'm sure I can speak to it for everybody when I say that we love you and we love the support that you guys have given us. And I mean us, the entire RGB wrestling. Yeah, ponle casa, ponle casa. No, I get really emotional when we do these podcasts, and I think it's fair to say that I'm in tune with my sensitive side. And as men, we don't see that very often. And a lot of the stuff that you're talking about is very vulnerable. And for being a big gruffy guy, you're a pretty softy too.
Well, that's what I tell people, and I remind people, like, this is a society where they tell you, like, oh no, tienes que ser macho. You're not supposed to cry. Our Lord and Savior cried, so I don't give a damn what you think. 100%. He gave everything for us, and it goes back to what I say. Even if you're an atheist, I don't believe. This is the most highly documented man in all of history. Right? There's like 25 manuscripts of Julius Caesar. Oh, no, sí vivió. But there's 75,000 manuscripts and texts and historians across the entire world for Jesus Christ. No, he wasn't real. He
myth. Dicen, es myth.
Come on. And no matter what, all of the stories are exactly consistent. That this man preached a very powerful truth. That's correct. We should love each other. Like bare minimum, we should love each other. We should treat each other with respect. We should be good people. And he was innocent and was, he was murdered, just executed for just saying the truth. So even as an atheist, what do you have? What can you say against history?
Well, see, if history is fact, then like you mentioned, 70,000, 75,000, how many?
Something like that.
Something like that.
It's probably more, but those are the ones that are considered. Considered like what do you call it? Credible references across the world, not just there in the Middle East and Rome and all that other stuff. Like, we're talking all across the world. Like,
if a lot of things in life are a work, what in Jesus' time would have been the biggest work that has everybody fooled?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, what would that have been?
Because everything has to stay consistent. All of the apostles were also martyred and executed, except for St. John. He's the only one that reached old age. Yeah. And he was the one given the revelation, where a bunch of it ends up coming true again and again and again, right? Because it's a repeat of things to come. So if we're getting worked, a bunch of people died believing because of what they saw. we have people that you could start twisting their arm and they'll say whatever you want. You tell them like, hey, like, tell me what, no. And you twist it a little more. Oh, okay, yeah, whatever. Like they just give up.
Mhm.
You're gonna tell me these men were horribly, brutally tortured, and then they were gonna die anyway. They told them like, oh, you're gonna die anyway. Oh, well, they spoke the truth. They couldn't deny it. They just couldn't deny it.
You know, a lot of stuff I feel is gonna turn into a work with the way they're changing AI in the next couple of years. Like people are gonna be looking for answers using AI, and the answers they're gonna be getting and thinking is fact is gonna be a work.
Yep.
And I think that's gonna be one of the scariest things that's gonna happen in the next few years.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like it's happened even long before, because you had software editing stuff. Photoshop was a huge thing. Even old Windows like 95, 98 Paint, it took hours, but you could Photoshop some stuff, and people were like, whoa, this has to be real. Look at this. And nowadays, part of it's like, you can show them something real, they're going to think it's AI.
I see. Yeah.
But now you can show them something and it's like, oh yeah, that's probably true, because they want to believe it's true. And then you have those goofy videos of like a baby doing backflips and riding an elephant out of nowhere.
She showed me one of a baby like stuck in a river, and then a jaguar jumps and saves it and gives it to the mom. Yeah, something like that. It looked terrible.
And then she reposted it. One like equals one prayer.
It was el video que nos enseña mi abuelita
Sí.
en el chat. Oh.
Exactly.
It's because they get our old folks. They get our old folks.
And Alvaro's like, no, don't watch it. You're gonna get 100 more pop up.
Yeah, the algorithm.
It was too good.
Yeah. So I would suggest start browsing in incognito.
Do you wanna open the snickerdoodle
Yeah.
cookies? We got snacks. Jackie and George brought snacks, and little do they know that snickerdoodle seems to be a family favorite here.
Really?
It's a favorite flavor. Thank you guys.
Yeah,
Oh,
of course.
you're very welcome. Yeah, like we always like
You guys want
bring
one?
little bits of food and stuff like that
Those are like
to
my
people.
favorite cookies.
Like that's one of the
Thank you,
things that, as we got closer to these guys over there at the New Breed School and the PLP promotions, and no thank you, and combat colds, and even 3-bat. Like we've brought back in the 3-bat days, she would bake an entire charola of cookies and bring them over, and eventually Brian Cage would call her his cookie lady, because he'd get his own. It's like, no, I want peanut butter and all this other stuff, and I thought almost, and then we would offer some to. Did you give some to Sammy Guevara? I know that he had a.
I think so. I think it was one of the times
because of the abs.
Yeah.
Nomás ponte a comer.
Hey, nomás te falta comer, güey.
You need the calories anyway, bro. But there was a lot. There was like a lot of that she would do, because it's just the business. Y'all's business is hard, right? And there's times where y'all don't even have time to eat, and y'all need the calorie intake. So it's like, it doesn't cost us anything, because I would say we make decent money, and we don't have kids. So when my family asked me to help out, well, I help them. If a friend of mine asks me to help, I'll help them. Whenever I see someone in the street, I help them. I'm not one of those guys that's like, oh, he's just going to spend it on booze or whatever, these poor homeless. I'm like, well, it doesn't matter. You can't call yourself a Christian if you don't give alms to the poor. You don't know that might turn their day around. It's okay. You can have the booze. It's okay. St. Paul even says we should not only drink water, but a little bit of wine for the benefit of our stomachs.
Fue lo que nos faltó, el wine. St. Paul says it.
Yeah, St. Paul says it.
We went to my suegros last night and took the booze over there. Forgot it. We
I
forgot.
was like, oh no.
Yeah, I like
Could have
it.
used it today.
As long as it's not in excess, because then not only is it dangerous, I mean, you start embarrassing yourself, you start dishonoring your family and stuff like that. That's where you don't want to get. You start getting a buzz, you start getting chill and stuff like, yeah, it's for a good time, because we're supposed to live life. That's also in the scriptures. We're supposed to live life to the fullest and be happy and be good, decent human beings to each other. And that's why it's like, what's a couple of dollars that I have extra? Like, you know what? I'll buy you the booze myself. I'll buy you a sandwich. I'll buy you, if I have it, because it's the same thing that I want someone to treat me. If I ever became homeless, God forbid, right? But it's like, hey, if I could get a little handout, get me back going.
Well, see, clearly, I mean, like, if that's what they need, that's what they're looking for. Why not?
And I know a lot, especially in the indies. In the indies, the pay is rough.
Yeah.
The pay is rough in a lot of these promotions, and I'm like, I know these guys, they need the calories, and we'll bring them something, or at least we teach them how to coupon or something. Because I know there's one guy, he eats it's the Rattlesnake Jake. Shout outs to him. He eats Burger King every other day, and I'm like, you need to get the app because you get freebies. You accumulate. Like, dude,
if you're gonna be going every day, like, might as well make the best of it. Exactly. I'm a big believer of that. Rattlesnake Jake, shout out to him. I used to pick him up from his house, him and his brother, and drive them to training so we could train back. Man, they were young guns back then, man. They were little pups. And they were around for the Wrestling Revolution days. And so we go way back. It's nice that he came back to wrestling. I know it's been a few years already, but yeah, he was gone for a while. So it's good to see him back in the game.
Yeah, he told me, and he came back in a big way because he came back. It was him and the Branded Morningstar. They came back as the Killjoys. Yeah, instantly over. Everyone loved him, their look and stuff like that. And they got wind of that. They got wind that I work in email marketing. That's my day job. Yeah, right. So I deal with a bunch of liars all day. It's really funny that a lot of these guys came to or started trusting what I had to say afterwards, because I'd go and I'd give them tips, not in the ring. I have no business telling them anything in the ring unless it looks phony. I tell them, I'm like, bro, that looked phony.
You got to be honest, man.
Yes, that's what I have to like. And some of them, they like, they gave the face, but then after a while, it's like, he's right, because if I can see it, half of everyone can see it, and you can tell when they don't react, or you hear the one kid that's like, boo, like, what the heck was that? Like, you have to, master your technique, right? So not only that, I start giving them perspectives from the marketing standpoint, from the advertising standpoint, and I designed like a lot of these guys, actually all of New Breed, I designed shirts for them. Yeah. It's like, I don't know their website, unfortunately, right? Sorry, but
you do the work elsewhere. You're not on the online.
I just don't know their website off the top of my head. But I made an entire series of neon silhouettes for all the wrestlers, and they're selling them right now. And I tell them, why aren't y'all wearing them to promote them, right? Because I think they're beautiful. Like, I think if I showed some to you right now, you'd be like, hey, I think I'd wear some of these. Yeah.
It's like that old saying says, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. And plus, I mean, some people, así son, some people don't know that they can, they're a little naive to it because they've never been told this information. Others just have a different idea of what marketing is. Pero pues tú les dices por su bien.
Yeah. Yeah, no, and they absolutely appreciate it, because there's at least, some.
There you go. See?
There's at least
that's
like
sweet.
They greatly appreciate the type of stuff I give them, because it gives them something to sell.
Exactly, especially if they don't have anything right now. Like, get to moving. It's a business, branding, marketing. Yeah. So and like you see, I love the nipples. What do you call it? Mooncat. He showed the Mooncat neon. He's got the nipples and that one looks sweet. The Danny Chance, one last chance.
Yeah, and they all have a theme. I even did the one for the logo itself.
Wow, that looks pretty cool.
And all of these, they did not take me that long, because like I said, I work in email marketing. Right now, it's shifted to a lot of what we call AI slop. Yeah. It just comes out, but I know how to refine it. That's my job. I refine it so it's something that's very presentable, something that you could actually give to people, sell it, and stuff like that. So I'm able to do it pretty quick. And I tell them, like, yeah, use it. Don't even credit me. I don't care, because it took me literally a couple seconds. I wish I could draw. I wish I could, had time for graphic design and stuff like that. But at the very least, it gives you a mock-up, a short blueprint, and then you could take it from there. If you can find a legitimate artist and you have some ideas, yeah, you can do it up in AI, give it to a real artist, and have them really make it pop, make a beautiful design, something, because I always like support the real artists, like AI.
No, but this is one of the reasons why we wanted to have you guys on here, because of the things that you do for the wrestlers, not just as a fan to show up and support, pero también like little things like this, like thankless jobs sometimes pero sale del corazón. And we find that I've seen that throughout pro wrestling, all over the place. I still see it now with my job. I see it not necessarily with me, but the way fans are with, o sea, these guys are stars, or even locally, like these guys are the characters, like no les debes nada, pero sale de tu corazón, and that just shows what good of a person you are. And I know I asked you if there was anything you wanted to push on the show. You're like, no, I don't got anything to push. But I mean, we're pushing the fact that you make weapons. We're pushing the fact that you support the local talent, that you do all these things. So I think it's fair enough to say that, you guys deserve your flowers too. And a round of applause if we can get that. No, you guys are the ones there, and I think it means a lot to the wrestlers for you guys to do things like this.
Well, I just really feel like we show them that some people care. Absolute strangers care, even if they never talk with us. Like, I wouldn't care, because we do it out of the kindness of our hearts. If they don't like it and they speak out, and it's like, okay, never again, right? Because that's what we're taught, right? Because like I said, it was such a big shift, and I just became so just attached and engulfed in my religion that I just study it. I study it every day. I study it when I can, the old writings and all of this stuff, because I want to try to be consistent. I want to make up for all the bad that I've done and that I keep doing, because I know I do bad stuff. I might offend someone, whatever, too bad. I'm sorry, truly. But but unfortunately, it part of me can't care if I know I'm speaking the truth. Part of me does not care, because you're not my judge. And then it goes once again, because I was an atheist, and it's like, oh, well, there's nothing there. Okay, well, if there's nothing there, you don't got to worry about it. But if there is, I'm trying to get you out of there. I'm trying to get you right, because as a Catholic, we believe in purgatory, because it's in Maccabees, the original Greek purgare, to purge. We must be purged in order to be in the presence of God. So all of our sins do get accounted for. We don't just get a free pass because we say, oh, we're sorry, we repent.
No se borran.
No, it doesn't. It's all there. And it's mentioned several times, like, you will pay the last penny. That's part of the process. Our soul must be pure in order to stand before God, because nothing can stand before God that's impure, or else it gets obliterated. It literally ceases to exist. So all the bad things I've done, and I'm not gonna pay my way out. I know I'm gonna pay for them.
Yeah.
Even in thought we sin. Right? What does Jesus say? Like, if your eyes should look to another woman, and you think certain thoughts, that alone is adultery. Right? Pay attention. If it's right, if it causes you to sin, take out your eye. Because he's saying, like, if that's because you're in control of it, you know it's wrong. So you have to try to focus, because you chose to be with your partner, you chose to be with your woman, and now you have a son. So now you must dedicate your life to both of them, because you're the head of the house, as it's written. And here's a passage that a lot of people quote out of context, like, oh, a woman must be submissive to their man, or whatever. Right after that, it says a man must treat and love their woman as they themselves want. You're not going to mistreat your woman ever if you don't want to be mistreated, because that you're the head of the house.
And that goes beyond like religion or any of that. That's como mencionaste earlier, like morality. Like that goes back to humanity.
Exactly.
And we talk about that a lot. My wife's big on psychology. She's a psych major, so she manipulates my brain sometimes. Pero pues it's for the best. It's for the best. And look at us, we're happy. No, pero sí, like it goes beyond the religion. I think it's beautiful. I think it shows whenever you guys are present to the shows, like how much passion you guys have. Is there anything else you wanna add before we?
I'm wondering, who do you guys miss that's not on the scene right now?
I can list people that I don't want on the scene. on the big shows. No, but I'm not going to say anything because someone will get in trouble.
No.
I doubt it. Get in trouble.
I doubt the big wigs listen.
I don't
Well,
know.
if it's about my programming, yeah, maybe.
Yeah, that's why I asked you.
You know, and I think it's great that there are these opinions because, as he mentioned, like he comes from a fan base that like really studies and nitpicks. So a lot of these opinions are valid, and a lot of these opinions, I know that my boss looks at these people's opinions and takes them into consideration. Does something always happen about it? Maybe not, but everyone's entitled to their opinion. Is your question about modern wrestling on TV or local?
Yeah.
I meant local.
Local.
Phew.
From what I've been told, because I don't know, and I can't judge off of what I don't know and have seen personally, but from what I've been told, there's certain bad actors that are getting work and they shouldn't because of what do you call it? Sexual misconduct, aggravated assault, things like that I've heard, and it's like, well, I don't know. First off, I don't know them. I can't confirm that. If they have a rap sheet or whatever, then it's on the promoter. If they're
Wait, you're talking about local?
yeah, but from what I've been told, and that's the thing. Like, we don't go into becoming friends with all the wrestlers just to get the cheese man. We honestly don't.
Yeah.
But they open up, and I'm like, I can't make judgment. I can't pass.
It's tough porque even when I was a wrestler, like you would run into those situations, and even now as a promoter, you run into situations where it's like, oh, you know, someone wronged me. You know, what's the expectation then? You know, he didn't wrong your friends, or he didn't wrong your other coworkers. So what's the expectation? Should they not like this person because they wronged you, or how do they know it even happened? You know, that sort of thing. A lot of times receipts are important, but at the end of the day, it's more the experience that the person's having. I think también that goes a long way too.
And it really depends on what the offense was, and what was I gonna say? Like, my mind just went totally blank right now.
I'm stealing all of your brain cells because we're trying to
What?
think of people.
You're stealing the brain cells.
I was like,
Divine intervention?
Okay. No names need to be dropped.
No, I'm trying to think of people who like who either don't come down as often or up because Mexico, or people who like retired or who like left. And I like obviously Terry Ramones doesn't wrestle as much as often. I think we were talking about Nelson the other day because he doesn't. I don't know if he retired or not, but he hasn't wrestled in a long time. Obviously, Iggy, JD's partner from New Breed, he did come down recently, and then JD turned evil and lost his hair.
Oh no!
Which is sad to me.
JD lost his hair.
He lost his hair this
versus
Sunday.
hair match this Sunday. Apparently, we weren't there, but I guess.
Whoa. So he's no longer the long-haired, grungy fella.
What they did with his hair.
Huh?
I don't know how much they cut it.
Well, I've heard some people. I don't remember where I heard it, but
I want to see
a picture of JD with his haircut. I've heard like there's some people who have hair versus hair matches, and they just get a trim. You know, and you know what? At an indie level, I think that's fair, but I know that the expectation is a shave, complete shave.
It's supposed to be humiliation.
Sí, se supone, right?
And those are the little things that I don't take offense to it, but I expect it, because if you're going to be a traditionalist, you have to go to tradition. You know, if you lose your mask, that's it. Don't put it back on. Like, if you do it for your entrance or whatever, because that's what they remember you, but you better take it off when you're wrestling. You know, same with the hair. You got to shave it all the way up because it's supposed to be a humiliation.
Bueno, so on that note, how do you feel about Rey Mysterio wearing the mask again?
Yeah, I mean, he did it, and nothing we could do about it. Like, he wasn't supposed to.
He got more over than ever after that.
But how did you feel about it? Did you feel like it felt wrong?
At that time, I felt that it was wrong because he came out and just started being a goofball, right? The WCW writing. And after a while, it was like, oh, well, you know what? He's now more relatable to the American crowd. Because even then, as a kid, I was like, oh, like, yeah, it makes sense. He's probably making more money. I don't know. I don't know their stuff, especially back then, right? But at the very least, it was, we can't do anything about it, right? It's like when you're watching a TV show and then it suddenly ends, or it just suddenly sucks. What are we going to do about it? Like, you can complain all you want.
I think what she was trying to know is, were you upset that he came back with the mask? Oh, he did get a trim. Look at this.
Trim.
Let me see.
He got a trim. JD, you got a trim, Vato.
He still looks different.
No, yeah, for real.
I'm gonna
Like,
find
for
him
sure.
next time I see him, I'm like, nope.
No.
No, traditionally, it should have been a shave, but
It
he
should
does
have
look
been a
different.
shave.
He does look different, but I like that you can't see his eyes.
Mhm.
There's
Because he's
something.
still evil now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, yeah.
See, porque see now he doesn't have all his hair in his face. You can see his emotions now, just not his eyes.
Mhm.
But see, it should have been a shave, JD.
All of it.
Next
all of
time.
it down.
He could just do like a
He should have done a mohawk. Or
Yeah.
something.
No, it looks good on him. Like I said, like I understand the indie. Like I understand, pero
because he has to like go to work and stuff. Like,
imagine
can't
you
just
get humiliated at work. Like JD
would
lost
have
the
to go
match,
to work
not
and talk about
JD. You know, JD at work didn't lose the match. It was
Yeah.
JD.
You still gotta get girls, you know.
You gotta put.
Oh, he has a girlfriend right now.
There you go.
Well, that's why. Pues ahí está.
Yeah, so that's,
Yeah.
hey, that's a test. Do you still love me with my?
You know, the other day she was because she dyes my hair. She puts the bleach and all that
Yeah.
stuff. And the other day she went to sleep. She wasn't gonna finish it for me. And I go,
Tell him why.
because she was mad.
Yeah.
She
I was like, fine, go ahead and finish your hair
Head
yourself.
of the household. young
No,
man.
I
How
messed
do you
up.
pick a fight with bleach in your hair?
I made a
No.
mistake. You know, we learn from our mistakes, right?
Yeah.
So I learned that night. She fell asleep, and I was like, "Damn it, I have to do it by myself."
I went to sleep.
Yeah, she went to. She chose to go to
Uh-huh.
sleep.
And
So then I washed my hair off, and then, plus, of course, it was like orangey. And in the morning, I'm like, "Oh, she's gonna leave. I'm not gonna know how to do this. What do I do?" She ends up sending me a long text because in the morning, still things were still not cooled over.
Of all the things you did wrong.
Yeah,
That's right.
that's. I was like, man, I'm gonna lose my hair. She sends me the instructions on how to like put the toner. So I
I'm
start.
not that evil. I had to like, okay, he has a few hours before his flight. Like,
She does
here's
love me.
here's how you can
Screws
fix it.
up, then it's
That's
his own
right.
fault.
I was on my way out to
Yeah.
Philly, and I was like, damn, like before my.
You see, I'm still considerate.
Mhm.
I texted him how to fix it
Yeah.
instead of being a bitch. I just told him like,
See?
mix this and that, and
I
for
thanked
15
her
minutes.
and only thanked her. I just said thanks. Like I thanked her.
You should have taken her out to a
We're
steak
still
dinner and
cordial.
everything.
Well, that was after. Like that was when I came because I wasn't gonna see her until I came back. So
Yeah.
I felt kind of bummed out about that. Like I messed up.
Mhm.
But so I did the thing. Y me salió bien. And then I went to go get a haircut porque todavía faltaba eso. And I was like, I haven't spoken to her all day. So I sent her a picture late at night. I was like, oh, by the way, I forgot to tell you that the barber did that thing that I don't like where they me pintan la barba and it looks all cool and urban and stuff. And I was like, let me send you a photo of it. And I had AI'd my hair like bald. Like I had a bald head
no.
and the urban beard. So I didn't tell her it was bald. So she looks at it and she's like, she calls me right away. She's like, did you shave your head? Because she didn't help me with the dye. And I couldn't hold it in. I broke right away. I was like, no, it's a joke.
He's like, I'm walking with Commander. I'll call you back. It's fake.
It's fake. I'm with Commander right now. but yeah, I showed her. She thought I shaved my head, and I was like, I have
Oh no, that
to get it back.
that would have been tough.
Oh, no.
That would've been
To have
tough.
to
I
wait for
look-
it to
I look
regrow.
so ugly bald. Like she would have hated
It
me,
looks
but I did
bad.
consider it. If I could not fix it, I'm gonna have to because I'm on my way to TV. Like I don't know if I'm
Yeah.
gonna be on TV, but like there is a possibility.
Yeah, no, for sure.
And then bald, I was like, oh no, that would have been worse.
There was one summer, or no, like a fall, right? That you trimmed your beard really short,
It was my.
and I got bangs. It was like rough.
so because for
ones
Halloween,
from Scream.
because for Halloween, I was Hollywood Hogan for Halloween, so
Yeah,
I
that's
bleached
right.
my mustache.
Yeah.
And then after that, I was like, no, it looks weird. I'm not going to be walking around. I didn't think about it. Like, I'm not going to walk around with a Hogan bleach blonde mustache and a black beard. So I shaved everything.
Yeah.
Oh my God, worst mistake. I haven't had that baby face in a long time. And it wasn't much of a baby face.
Yeah, and then I had like ugly bangs. Like we just
Oh.
both looked awful.
It was definitely a
A learning experience.
yes.
It was a test.
It
and
was
we
a
made
test
it.
for sure.
Yeah.
And here we are now. We have a baby boy. Pero you know what, guys? It's been a lot of fun, and I don't want to keep you here any longer, like than you want to be, right? So we're gonna end it with us mentioning we did announce recently we are gonna bring back Fortuna November 2nd, Sunday, November 2nd. We hope you can make it
On
because
Day of the Dead.
yeah, Dia de los Muertos, and we're gonna announce on social media that at the end of this podcast, we're announcing the special guest. I mean, it's someone that we all know and love who's been around Fortuna for a long time, but Thunder Rosa is going to be there as La Dama del Desmadre. And so we're bringing back Area 956. Only this time it's Area 956 Ofrenda. So we're going to be having these matches be an offering for our Dama del Desmadre, Thunder Rosa. And we're hoping that she joins us for the next several shows. But the same way that you guys have been so generous with us and with other people, because Jackie, you've helped us with videos, and we see you moving videos now like a lot, like se ve bien padre. Like you go to the shows, you guys have the best seats in the house, and we want to make sure that that continues. So we want to give you guys tickets to our Area 956 show. So we hope that you're in town, because we got seats for you right where you like them too. Donde ustedes quieran.
We'll pin you in. I'll let you know.
Keep us posted. Keep us posted. Do you guys have plans for November 2nd?
No.
Pero es Día de los Muertos, so.
Yeah. But no, like, truly appreciate it. Every time they're like, yeah, just sit there. I'm like, yes, thank you. It's like the perfect angle. And especially there at St. Hilary, the lighting is great. And I know, like, from when we talk to the wrestlers, they're like, it's just slanted. And I'm like, I know, but it's fine. Just get a little stronger that way. But I truly appreciate it, especially like y'all's shows are truly like one of the best in the valley. The absolute cinema of it is one of the closest feelings that we can get to getting to Lucha Underground. And you put in a lot of effort where it feels so well produced, and there's never really a place where we're like, is that supposed to happen? But it's always so good. And like going to y'all shows, coming from years of going and like seeing, we saw Rey Mysterio in person. We've seen countless legends, and it's the way that you produce the show makes everyone, like even the local boys who were just starting out. I know, like with Toxico, he had said he had always wanted to wrestle there. That's what it was, one of his dreams when we first started talking to him. He was like,
because he was a fan. He would go as a fan, but I remember
when he had like, he was the little the picture. Yeah.
I've seen the picture, yeah.
But for him to be that small and come up in the same industry and be able to live out his dream going there is something that like is amazing to be a part of. Like, to, as a fan, to be able to see that and know that, and like truly like really, really grateful that every time you guys come with the show, you're like, hey, are you guys coming? Like, can you, like, yeah, of course. And like every time I'm like, yes, good put it.
It's because you guys bring a vibe, man. Like, and it just feels good. Like,
I'm loud.
You guys are part of the show. Everywhere you go, you guys turn heads, and you guys are part of the show. So you guys are invested, and I personally, I love it. And I come, like, I've been.
You guys are like the Obamas of wrestling.
I was gonna say
that's how we felt when we saw him at 3-Bat, and people were like coming up to them.
Yeah,
like, oh.
You guys are royalty, wrestling royalty.
Because I would tell her randomly, like years back, I was like, do they think we're plants?
You might as well be.
At this point, I was like, yeah, like we probably are, because I just get so fired up. Like, if there's moments that you need to get fired up, I'm like, I'm gonna do it. I don't care about anyone else. I'm enjoying it. I paid to enjoy
I was the same way as a fan. Like, it's like you're supposed to boo the heels. You're supposed to boo them. So I still like even like I like them. I think they're cool, but I still like, if I do it, the fans are gonna do it.
It goes back to what I said. In that moment, they're acting a certain way. Well, I'm gonna treat you a certain way. You know, like, come on, get out of here. It goes back to like even the wrestlers I like, because there'll be like a bunch of people, like this past show. Everyone was on Emperador Azteca's side, and I'm the only clown there. Like, Belzegor, come on, this guy cool as hell. But like, they're both like,
that was a great match.
That was really
the match
good.
of the night.
Are they AAA guys?
Belzegor is directly a AAA person. Emperador Azteca, I believe, is currently a free agent. Him and
really good.
Bendito they had a big tour in Japan.
Bendito's still over there
last year. Yeah, Bendito's still in Japan. But they just leveled up so much. Like, Bendito's always been absolutely
I saw him
amazing.
like in recent years, and right now he is coming in. He's coming down for Will. I saw he's gonna wrestle Brick Savage and Sick Boy, I think.
No, that's Kukui.
Oh,
okay. I thought I saw Bendito.
Bendito is coming back, but I think that's for
their November
show.
Okay.
But Kukui is someone you really need to watch. He is very young.
He's like 24.
300 and something pounds of pure agility. Like, who can I compare? There's no. He moves like a cruiserweight
Mhm.
at 300 and something plus pounds.
I gotta look him up because I haven't.
Yes,
I
like
hadn't
you
heard of Kukui.
absolutely need to look him up because he's just been tearing it up over in Japan, and we're talking like carrying and supporting matches with the legends over there.
Wow.
Like,
yeah, it takes a lot to get those spots.
exactly. Like he's there trusted with Ultimo Dragon and like a lot of these other guys.
Is he related to anybody?
No,
'Cause I know the
he's-
Wagners went out there too, and they killed
Mhm.
it.
Yeah, it's the
From what I know, I don't think so. Like I said, he's just a youngster. He's
Mm.
from the West Coast somewhere.
Okay.
But that's all he gets work at is like Japan,
See.
maybe a couple shows, and then coming into Will's show. That's going to be his second Texas show ever. He
no,
has
that's
actually-
his first
that's going to be his first
Oh, wow.
Texas show. He has not
In
been booked
November,
to
in
Texas.
October.
October.
Yeah.
October 5th, 4th, 5th.
Fifth? I don't know.
Check the calendar.
So now I actually do need to check my schedule because we have a Google.
We have our Google calendar is just Will 3-bat Newbury.
On the 4th.
Yeah, on the 4th. So he'll be here on the 4th at Will's, and then he's going up to Austin. I don't know if he's going against Brick again, but they are going to be at the same show up in Austin with, I think the promoter's name is,
Nope, I don't know.
That one.
I don't remember.
Ese mero, ese.
Yes. But yeah, if by any chance Kukui is also listening to this one, he does owe me a
Me
mask.
las pelas también.
Hoy nomás. Cucuy, aquí lo escuchaste.
Listen, he's a really cool guy. We got like because when he found him, he sent me him, and I was like, oh, he's cool. And then Will also messaged me about him. He's like, hey, do you know this guy? I was like, yeah. He seems like George really likes him. Like, oh, like one day we like hopefully we can bring him down. And I was like, I don't know how, but throughout like our years of wrestling, I've just gotten like really comfortable just asking questions. Like randomly, I'll message Brick and I'm like, hey, when does this happen? Or what happens when you do this? And he'll just answer me. And I'm like, yeah, that's fine. Like this giant, big, terrifying man. And I'm like, what kind of tacos do you like? And then, so I messaged him. I was like, hey, what's your rate? And he's like, oh, it's this amount. I was like, cool. Have you ever been to Texas? No, but I want to. Hey, message this guy. He wants to bring you. Like, okay, cool. So they worked it out, and he's like, I'm going to Texas. I was like,
Heck
nice.
yeah. That's how it starts, man. Like once you get in the door and the right people see you, it just starts snowballing. That's how it works in pro wrestling. Muchas veces it's about who you know, and even if you don't know them directly, it could help out and work out in a big way. Que bueno, good for him.
Well,
I'll check him out, and hopefully we can book him too someday. You never
Yeah.
know.
It's also about putting yourself out there because if you're just there in
For
your little
sure.
bubble expecting someone like to find out that you're great,
Mhm.
there's a bunch of great people in their area, but unless you go and tell them, hey, I'm available, here's my resume, here's some footage, like, are you
That's the
interested?
tough part, man. And I think that's part of why we started Fortuna is like we want to bring some of these names down so the locals can work them. But even the locals also have to really be ready for these opportunities. Porque not to say that they're not, but there's a lot of wrestling going on, and there's a lot of talent that's been growing, and a lot of talent that still needs to grow. I get on the phone with some of these guys, and they've got their trainers, right? And you learn from everybody differently, so that's why they reach out. And but I'm happy to help. I'm glad that they have that faith in my opinions and my thoughts. So I think, yeah, it's putting yourself out there, pero muchos se atoran. They get stuck here in the valley, and it's hard to get out. Hopefully with Fortuna and with other promotions, they start getting these opportunities and even expanding, networking. Like Cucui's coming over, but maybe even network with him, and next you know, you get a guy out there in Mexico or out there in Japan. You just never know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a big thing because you work with Kukui, and then Kukui's like basically vouches like, yeah, this guy's really,
Mhm.
really good. And you're talking about a guy that works with Ultimo Dragon. He's there
Yeah.
booked straight weeks at Dragon Gate at Noah,
See.
and it's like, hey, that
The work ethic there is legit. So
exactly. And you have a guy, and he himself is he's a joy. He's a silly young man. It's funny because I'm over here, I'm almost 40, and he's there like 20 something, and he's like wanting to chat. Like, bro, I have nothing to chat with you.
Carry on, my
Like, let
friend.
me give you
Carry
some
on.
scripture so you stop being a clown. But
George, Jackie, we really appreciate you guys making the time, driving up here to Westaco where we live in our humble home. You got to meet our
Wonderful,
boy.
beautiful home.
I know,
Thank
so
you,
well
man. My
decorated.
wife's the one that
Thank you.
really has the beautiful fingerprint behind all this
Qué
stuff.
bueno, qué bueno.
See, ella sabe,
If
you
not,
know.
he'd have a bunch of like some belts. And,
Dude, I'd have no couches. We'd have a colcha maybe or an air mattress. We'd have a
living the
Nintendo.
monk lifestyle.
The
That's what I tell
GameCube. It's
everyone.
always the
GameCube.
GameCube connected to the CRT on the floor.
Mhm.
Yes, just one TV and just the mattress and some folding chairs.
And that
that's
would have
all
been
you
it. But no,
That's-
luckily I have a wonderful wife who's got a nice touch to decorating things.
Thanks, everyone.
But no, thank you guys so much. And we hope to see you November 2nd. Ya tienen sus asientos ahí. Whatever you guys need from now till then, just keep us, in the loop. We love seeing you guys attending these shows. Don't stop. You guys inspire. I'm pretty sure the wrestlers can vouch. You guys inspire us to want to do more. Any last thoughts, my dear?
No. Thank you guys for coming.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
It's okay.
Super
You can ask
honored.
me the real questions when we stop recording.
All right. Thanks a lot.
Ears.
So tell me about your nails.
Do I hit the red or the square?
Keep it in.
This one.